Well, good morning to you. Sorry about that small pause, but you know how it is with digital electronics. You got to get it together. I want to thank you so very much for joining us today as we do navigating the college admission process. What I'm going to do is attempt to share my screen. And let's see, there we are with sound and share. And I'm going to move myself up over here to the side. And I'm going to attempt to go to the slideshow presentation. And we're going to go there. Let's make sure all other electronics are silenced. And here we are. Once again, welcome you to Navigating the College Admission Process. I am your host, Reverend Rick Faison. This is being recorded so that we can post it to my YouTube channel, where you will have access to this and the college financial aid seminar. So open up in a word of prayer. Father, we certainly thank you for the opportunity to present this information to ease the process of getting into college or even VOTEC type of schools. So we thank you for this opportunity. Bless all those who are attending and who will in the future look at this and gain wisdom, knowledge, understanding, and insight. Bless them in a very special way and their children. In the Master's name of Jesus, who is the Christ, amen. So here we are, navigating the college admission process, and it's presented by me, your host, Reverend Rick Faison from the College and Career Guidance Ministry. We do have an agenda, and I'm sure you're glad to know that. I'm going to cover with you today the college search and application process, how to write an essay, how to do a winning interview. At any time, I would suggest that you take your cell phone, take a screenshot. Also, as I said, this presentation is going to be recorded. It's going to be available on my YouTube channel, Rick Faison Creation Science. Let's jump in. One of the first things you want to do, considering our theme in the church all year long, is pray first. Seek the Lord, pray first, and see how he would direct your steps. In Proverbs 16:19, it says, in their hearts humans plan their course, but the Lord establishes their steps. We want you to seek God first in every step of the way so that he can direct and guide your steps. Start early in this college application process. You will absolutely shoot yourself in the foot if you start late. Start early is going to be a theme that's going to be repeated again and again and again and again in both the financial aid seminar, which is already posted for your view, as well as the application process. So, how do you find the right college or university? I'm glad you asked. Where to begin? Obviously, seek the Lord's guidance in consistent prayer. Direct my footsteps according to your word. Let no sin rule over me. Psalm 119, 133. Ask the Lord to bring people into your life that can serve as role models and positivity coaches, people who can challenge you, hold you accountable, and motivate you. Just so you know, in future seminars, we're going to be discussing in more detail trade schools, military academies, armed services. Finding the right college or university, I would direct you that one resource you can use is collegeboard.org. They offer an excellent search engine that will allow you to conduct a preliminary college search focused on your own criteria, location, major, athletics, activities, etc. And attend a college fair to learn more about colleges that interest you. Now, due to COVID-19, Delta, and Lambda, Just about all college fairs at the moment are virtual. And what we still have available, not we, but the people that run these things, October 14th, October 24th, November 2nd, and November 14th. All of these college fairs that are sponsored by the National Association for College Admission Counseling are free. All you have to do is go to the website, virtualcollegefairs.org, and sign up. That's all you got to do. So, navigating the college fair. Be prepared. Identify a broad list of colleges of interest before attending the fair so that you can target those schools and make efficient use of your time. Be comfortable when you introduce yourself to the college representative. Be yourself and project assertive confidence on screen. Make a good impression with eye contact and a warm smile. It's imperative that you ask good questions. Conduct a bit of research on each school before attending the college fair. Questions might include, could you tell me about your major in chemistry or genetics or biological research? Do you offer internships or research opportunities in my major? You want to make sure that you ask for the college representative's email address, essential point, because you're going to be in contact with him or her on a regular basis. After attending the college fair, email that person a note indicating your interest in the college and stay in communication with that person throughout your college process. Type of college or university. Is it going to be small or large? How about is it going to be urban, rural, or suburban? Distance from your home. Cost. You want to use all resources at hand to answer these questions. Your college guidance counselor, the internet, books, friends, and family. Let's just take a brief look at different types of colleges. Well, there are public colleges that are funded by local and state governments and usually offer lower tuition rates than private colleges, especially for students or residents of the state where the college is located. You're probably familiar that the Commonwealth of Pennsylvania has an extensive collegiate public universities, Shippensburg, Mansfield, Bloomsburg, East Stroudsburg, etc. Penn State, okay, just to name a few. And you're gonna have private colleges, which we rely mainly on tuition fees and private sources for funding. Private donations can sometimes provide generous financial aid packages for students. And then you have the ubiquitous community college. I highly recommend starting your college education at a community college. And the reason is one of the best values in higher education. We have some good community colleges. The premier one actually is Community College of Philadelphia, CCP, okay? You really, really wanna make sure that's on your radar. Liberal arts colleges, and these colleges offer broad base of courses in liberal arts, which includes areas such as literature, history, languages, mathematics, and life sciences. Most are private and offer four-year programs that lead to a bachelor's degree. These colleges can prepare you for a variety of careers or for graduate study. Research universities. A research university is a university which considers research to be one of its primary purposes. The faculty often incorporate research into coursework and provides undergraduates with research opportunities outside the classroom. Think Drexel. Some colleges focus on a specific interest or student population. These include Arts College, like the Moore College of Art right here in Philly. Single gender colleges like Swarthmore. Religiously affiliated colleges like Eastern University, or specialized mission colleges. Historically Black colleges and universities, what we always call them as HBCUs, focus on educating African-American students. Hispanic serving institutions, which are often called HSIs, are colleges where at least 25% of the full-time undergraduate students are Hispanic. Quick word about Community College of Philadelphia. It has open admissions. It's close to home. It's got a great reputation. I'm talking about academic reputation. And they have various campuses around the Philadelphia area. And they're tied into what's called dual admission programs. If you are admitted to community college, remember it's open admission, you will automatically be able to be admitted to Cabrini, Chestnut Hill, Drexel, Eastern, Holy Family, LaSalle, Pierce, Rosemont, St. Joe's, and Temple because of the articulation agreements they have in place with these colleges. That's why it's called dual admission. You go to CCP, graduate, do well, automatic admission. So, questions to ask yourself trying to find the right school. How do you find it? Know what you're looking for. Do I want to be at a college where students stay on campus most of the time? Do I want to be around lots of different kinds of people or people with interests similar to mine? Do I want to be at a school where sports are a big deal or one that's known for its activism? It's important that you think about these type of things. How close do I want to home do I want to be? Close enough for meals and laundry, to visit on weekends, or to only come home on breaks? Do I want to stick to a setting I'm used to, or actually try something different, something new? If I look just a little further or farther, a few miles more or another half hour away, what other opportunities open up to me? Am I staying close because I think it'll be less expensive? Sometimes out-of-state schools are more affordable with scholarships and grants. When choosing a college, it's important to have an idea of what outcomes you're looking for. Many students see college as a pathway to their career of choice. What are the requirements of the profession you want? Do you need a bachelor's degree, master's degree, professional degree? Does the school provide internships, co-ops, or other experiential learning programs? Let's get down to the meat of how do you apply? Early action. Students apply by a specific date and are notified by a specific date. This type of agreement is not binding. There are 200 schools that offer this type of early action. Then you have early decision 1 and 2. Students apply by a specific date and are notified of the college decision by a specific date. This agreement is binding. You must attend the college if admitted. 219 schools offer that. And then there's regular decision, most common admissions option. You'll apply later, typically due between November and February, decisions arriving between March and April. And then there's rolling admissions. Students apply anytime after September and are notified 2 to 8 weeks after the application is complete. Now, there are different types of applications. There's what's called the common application. More than 700 colleges accept what's called the common application. And of course, that's when you go to apply for that. The coalition application now, members of the coalition included the first group of public and private universities. Coalition schools provide substantial support to lower resourced and underrepresented students. They offer responsible student financial aid support and demonstrate a commitment to student graduation. What exactly are colleges looking for in an application? Well, obviously they're looking for good grades in a rigorous read academic curriculum, 9th through 12th grade, strong standardized test scores, evidence of involvement in activities in your community, strong letters of recommendation, a well-written, engaging essay, and a student who would add to the culture and prestige of their campus. So it's sort of like a job interview. when you apply for a job, the prospective employer is looking to add value to the company. Same goes for a college and university. Now, colleges prioritize students' courses and grades. This is you coming out of high school. Courses and grades are weighted the heaviest at 50. Standardized test scores and activities, those extracurricular activities, are weighted at 25 apiece. So you know exactly the weight and where it really stands. By the way, you should kind of know what colleges already know. They know the strength of your high school, what kind of classes are offered at your high school, the average PSSA scores at your high school. How many of the students in your high school go on to college? What the average SAT and ACT scores at your high school? In the socioeconomic composition of the student families in the high school. This is all free data, I should add, that colleges are aware of, and they add that into the mix. SAT or ACT? That is the question. Now, both are standardized tests used for college admission and merit scholarships. Merit scholarships. The ACT is a skill-based test that includes an English, math, reading, and science section. It measures your mastery of the curriculum you've learned in high school. It's good to know that SAT has been redesigned to be more straightforward. This is a comparison chart. Notice they both have reading, English, math, etc. Time frames are relatively similar, the types of questions, and how it is scored. I suggest if you want to know those details, when you review this on my YouTube channel, just pause here, take a screenshot, and you'll have that down. Are there really big differences between the SAT and the ACT? Well, SAT has more questions. Time per question, science section. SAT contains a math, no calculator subsection. Both tests have algebra. The ACT has more geometry. That's a good thing to know. SAT provides you with a diagram of math formulas, whereas the ACT does not. So if you kind of know your formulas in math, algebra 1, algebra 2, trig, geo, they'll provide it. And if you know it, it'll be easy to work the equation. Okay, when it comes to the total score, this is provided for your edification. I don't have to go through this in detail. It's there for you to review at your leisure. As far as college readiness benchmarks, for the new SAT, 480, 530, which if you add it up and do the math, comes to 1010. So they're really kind of looking for a minimum 1010 on your SATs. Okay. And this is just another chart giving you how that is all broken down and the sub scores. So, are you eligible for a fee waiver when it comes to taking an SAT? SAT fee waivers are available to low-income 11th and 12th grade students in the U.S. and U.S. territories. U.S. citizens living outside the U.S. may be able to have test fees waived. SAT subject test fee waivers are available for students in grades 9 through 12. You're eligible for fee waivers if you say yes to any of these items. If you're enrolled in or eligible to participate in the National School Lunch Program, it's waived. Your annual family income falls within the income eligibility guidelines set by the USDA Food and Nutrition Service. Fee waived. You're enrolled in a federal, state, or local program to aid students from low-income families. For example, the federal TRIO programs, such as Upward Bound. Your fee is waived. Your family receives public assistance. Your fee is waived. You live in federally subsidized public housing or a foster home, or you're actually homeless. Your fee is waived. You're a ward of the state or an orphan. Your fee is waived. One of the new features with redesigned SAT was the new connection with free personalized SAT prep through Khan Academy. The free libraries offer free SAT prep session, as well as many community centers and college access programs. Practice tests should always mimic a test environment. At Christian Stronghold, we also do SAT prep testing. Use your collegeboard.org as a resource, okay, in finding out where you can get test prep for free. Not everyone does well on standardized tests. And if your test scores don't reflect your ability, consider an SAT optional school. Go to fairtest.org to find out which schools are test optional. You'd be surprised how many are. And just to drive home that point, there are more than 1,000 four-year colleges that are test optional. This is just a small list. If you notice, a lot are local, some are a traditional HBCU, some are what you would not expect, like Drexel or St. Joseph's or St. John's or LaSalle. Notice you have Hampton University and Temple, all test optional schools. For the college readiness benchmarks for the ACT, you're looking at 18, 22, 22, and 23 respectively for your English, social, college algebra, and bio. The most competitive institutions will often require these test subjects. These tests cover biochemistry, physics, history, math, and foreign languages. Students, you really should research the individual colleges and universities that you're interested in, find out if the SAT subject tests are required. Visit collegeboard.com for testing dates and fees. An engaged student, oh my. An engaged student is defined as somebody that's active in community service, clubs and organizations, athletes, student leaders, things that bring you various honors through your activity. Are you industrious? Are you a hard worker? Are you a responsible family member? You got to have a winning letter of recommendation. You want to select recommenders who know you well and who can write competently. Ask them early, because there's going to be other people asking them too. Make sure he or she writes specific statements about you, not remarks that could apply to any student. I want to emphasize again, the remarks need to be specific, ask early, make sure they are competent when it comes to writing. You want to supply a copy of your resume, curriculum vitae, listing your GPA, activities, leadership roles, awards, community service, employment experience, and special skills. Indicate the purpose of the recommendation letter. Waive your rank to see the recommendation. That's actually crucial. Writing the essay. All colleges require you to write an essay. And this, my brothers and sisters, is where you make your lasting impression. So why exactly do colleges request an essay? Well, you want to learn more about you as a person. You want to examine your writing skills. You want to examine your creativity and thinking skills. And they want to be able to see beyond the facts and figures. That's, in other words, see beyond just the test scores. Once again, start early. Write an engaging essay that will get noticed through distinctive detail. Describe yourself, your idiosyncrasies, oddities, hopes, and dreams. Students should aim to write something heartfelt and memorable, funny or sad. Demonstrate your intellectual curiosity. Answer the question. Proofread, review, and get feedback from others you trust. Well, let's look at what comprises the components of a good essay. Main idea, that's your claim or thesis. Try to grab the reader in the very first sentence. Make them interested enough to keep on reading. Specific evidence to support your thesis. Organization. That's how you organize it. A clear beginning, middle, and end. Coherence. A clear and persuasive point. Correctness. Please use all of your writing tools for spelling and grammar. And there's some do's and don'ts. We want you to avoid the minefields of essay writing. Here's a couple of do's. Keep your focus narrow and personal. Prove it. Develop your main idea with vivid facts and examples. Be specific. Avoid cliched, predictable writing. Have your essay reviewed by at least 3 people, preferably people with strong English and writing skills. Here's a couple of don'ts. Don't say what you think they want to hear, because in actuality, you don't know. Don't write a resume as your essay. You keep that separate. Don't use 50 words when 5 will do. Don't forget to proofread. Extremely important. When it comes to choosing a topic, if the college has a topic or a question, follow it carefully. Write about something you care about. Make it personal. It's where your passion and zeal are. Choose a subject about which you can write with feeling and authority. Don't be afraid to be funny, but don't be too funny either. You're not auditioning for Comedy Central. Remember that there are no right answers, because this is a personal expression of who you are. Provide answers to support your application and give a sense of who you are. Give me an idea of some typical topics. Write about a significant experience, as life experience. Write about someone you admire, like me. Write about something you have read. And why do you want to attend this school? It is your 10-year reunion. It's just a thought. Final thoughts on the essay? Write simply. Think small, stay focused on topic. Be specific. Proofread, proofread, proofread. Get at least 3 people to proofread your document. No right answers. Relax. So, here's some resources to use when it comes to writing your essay. There's a book. It's called Elements of Style. The authors are Strunk and White. I really urge you to get that book, and here's why. You're going to need it for the rest of your life. Always have a thesaurus available. Obviously, that's online in your writing program. Once again, collegeboard.com. Some students have a background, identity, interest, or talent that is so meaningful they believe their application would be incomplete without it. If this sounds like you, then please, absolutely share your story. Now, the lessons we take from obstacles we encounter can be fundamental to later success. Recount a time when you faced a challenge, setback, or failure. How did it affect you? And what did you learn from the experience? Reflect on a time when you questioned or challenged a belief or idea. What prompted your thinking? What was the outcome? Describe a problem you've solved or a problem you'd like to solve. It could be an intellectual challenge, a research query, an ethical dilemma. Anything that is of personal importance, no matter the scale. Explain its significance to you and what steps you took or are considering to take to come up with a solution. Discuss an accomplishment, event, or realization that sparked a period of personal growth and a new understanding of yourself or others. Describe a topic, idea, or concept you find so engaging that it makes you lose all track of time. Why does it captivate you? What or who do you turn to when you want to learn more? Share an essay on any topic of your choice. It can be one you've already written, one that responds to a different prompt, or one of your own design. Just like in business, every business has a brand. You are your own brand, so you need to cultivate that, sharpen that, make it pop. Begin with the end in mind. Who are you? Give me 3 words to describe you. Who is your dream university looking for? And how do you create your image? Remember, in your application, email address, essay, Facebook, you got to sparkle. You want to do that with relationships with each university that you're applying to. So a winning interview, you're going to have a winning interview with somebody at that college. It could be the director or the vice president of admissions, or as you're going to see in just a few moments, duly representatives of that school. Now, the same parameters we employ for the Zoom college fairs will also apply here. And you can count on the interview being a virtual experience due to COVID-19 still plaguing our society. Whatever you do, don't sell yourself short in the interview. And why is that important? Well, the college interview is a chance to show that you're more than just test scores and grades. Heard that before. It's an exchange of information. You learn about the college and the college learns about you. Just like in a real world business interview, you are interviewing them while they interview you. Now, you do need to know not every college requires an interview. It may be mandatory, optional, or not offered at all. Okay? But most do. Great interviewing is an incredible life skill. You're going to need to do that, to hone it, to sharpen it, because you'll be interviewing your entire life. Whether it's for scholarships, internships, grad school, and professional jobs, sharpen your interview skills. Well, what type of interviews are there? Well, they vary, and they depend on the college. You could interview with an admissions officer, another student, a department chair, or an alumnus. And interviews can last anywhere from 15 minutes to an hour. Some schools even use a formal group interview format. Excuse me. A few tips and tricks for your interview. Be on time. Be prepared to speak with the interviewer without your parents or guardians. Dress professionally. That is extraordinarily important, especially with it being virtual. Tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth. Be confident. Don't be arrogant. Enthusiastically talk about yourself and your experience to make you a good candidate. Express interest in the college. Do your research ahead of time. Don't be embarrassed to reveal personal info if it's relevant to your high school career or future college success. You want to create a dialogue. Asking questions so that you are listening and interested in what the other person has to say. Come to the interview with questions prepared. Let your questions show what you're interested in, which will give the interviewer insight into your personality. Make sure you have a checklist. You know all your deadlines. You've got everything written down in detail. Keep copies of everything. Check your email on a regular basis. Top 10 considerations for selecting at any college. Never make your final college selection without visiting at least your top 2 or 3 choices. In today's environment, that's most likely going to be a virtual tour. Focus on your academic goals and outcomes. How successful are their graduates? A college is not necessarily right for you because its name is familiar and has a great ranking. A little research and an open mind can greatly increase the odds that you make a good college choice. You must investigate campus life, social activities, student body, diversity, class size, housing, and athletics. Explore the degree requirements, AP and dual enrollment credit policies. What support services do they have available to help you succeed? What kind of facilities do they have for your field? Which schools can you afford? And we go into great detail on that in the financial aid seminar. When it's time to make your final choice, discuss your options with your family, your counselor, if you got one, and others who know you well and whose judgment you value. Decide and reply. Deadlines are important. Whether for financial aid, scholarships, campus housing, etc., they're not suggestions. Be ahead of the deadline. A key consideration, of course, is can I afford this school? Is it better because it's more expensive or has a fancy name? Nah. Like the University of Pennsylvania, it's a great school. Superior academic pedigree. Extremely expensive. Review your financial aid packages. How much of your package is scholarships, grants, or loans? Can you negotiate your package? Yes. Know what your out-of-pocket costs are going to be. What's the scholarship policy? Is there a GPA requirement? In almost all cases, there is a GPA requirement. Will you be able to pay back loans? Well, that's based on your ability to get a job after you graduate. How successful are the graduates of your proposed major? That is really an important criteria and question to ask. What's the school's graduation rate? Is it different for students of color? Very, very important. Continuing on with the can I afford this school, you need to know everything about how loans work. Federal and state financial aid, Pell Grants, FIA grants, federal work study, of course, if it's a grant, you don't pay it back. Keeping satisfactory academic progress, SAP, it's based on federal guidelines that require each college and university to ensure that student aid applicants are progressing through their academic programs at an acceptable pace while maintaining an acceptable cumulative grade point average. Usually that's anywhere between 2.5 to 2.9. If you don't meet these requirements, you can lose your state and federal aid. Oh my, please don't do that. So how can I predict the cost of a college? Well, we go into great detail. Make sure you view the financial aid seminar. There's a thing called a net price calculator. There's the FAFSA forecaster, the college scoreboard. You gotta review each university's financial aid website and what they have available. But my advice to you is to review, look, study again and again the financial aid seminar, because we go into great detail and provide you information on that. Remember, every college is different. The way they evaluate applications can vary. For some, it's more holistic. For some, it's over the numbers. Many college admission officers, and I've been one, a director of admissions, read between 50 to 100 applications per day. That's a lot of applications, which is why we labored the point about your essay and your letter of recommendation standing out. Because you really only have one chance to do that. Sometimes, even if you use every strategy, it may not have an impact. The admissions officer may not even see your DVD or video clip. That's a small joke. But for some universities, how you brand yourself and position yourself for success could get you into your dream school. Yeah, you can graduate, just like my man right here. I want to thank you so very much. Hey, let's have a little
Before I created the heavens and the earth, I was. When the earth and everything in it passes away, I will be. I hold the universe together from the smallest atom to the greatest galaxy. It all is in my hands. The sun is hidden in my shadow. I have set the earth on its foundations, and I rest my feet upon it. I stir the waters of the oceans with my fingers and shake the mountains with my breath. I am entirely holy and completely other. There are none before me and none like me who can question what I have done or what I will do. My kingdom is eternal and shall exist forevermore. I am the ruler over the kings of the earth. I am the Prince of Peace. I am the King of kings, the righteous King, the King of the Jews, the King of glory, the King of the ages, the King of heaven, and I am the Lord of lords. I am the God of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. I am Jehovah Jireh, I will provide. I am Jehovah Rapha, I will heal. I am Jehovah Mekadesh, I will sanctify. I am Jehovah Rohi, I am your shepherd. I am the Most High God, your deliverer, your redeemer and savior. I am your shield and your strength and your defender, the eternal and everlasting God. I am the Alpha and the Omega, the beginning and the end. Before me there was no God formed, neither shall there be after me. I, even I, am the Lord, and beside me there's no Savior. Beside me there's no God. Angels and heavenly beings worship me upon my throne, and I will not give my glory unto another. I will not share my creation. I am a jealous God and a consuming fire. I am the commander of the heavens' armies, and before me kingdoms crumble and rulers kneel. I am your harbor in the tempest. I am safety for the tempted and tried. I have come to set the captives free, to strengthen the weak, to heal the lame, to cause the blind to see. I have come to give you life and breath to breathe. I have come that you might know me. I have come that you might know my limitless love and endless goodness, my measureless mercy and never-ending grace. My forgiveness knows no boundaries, and my acceptance sees no imperfections, nor color, nor race, nor wealth, nor poverty. In me you are made clean, and through me you are sanctified. I am indescribable, incomprehensible, irresistible, and invincible. The heavens cannot contain my glory. Death cannot consume me. Life cannot outlast me. All knees will bow before me, and at my name every tongue will confess. Every tongue will confess that I am the great I am. Every tongue will confess that I am the God of gods.
Well, I want to thank you so very much for joining us for navigating the college admission process. Once again, this is being recorded, and because it is, it's going to be posted to my YouTube channel, Rick Faison Creation Science. And it will be available for you to review, fast forward, go back, pause. But the information is here for you. Use it wisely. Be a good steward. God bless and take care. I'm going to stop sharing that screen, and our session is now over.